I'm Carrie Giannichini, and we're here today with our very special guest, Miss Jennifer Grainger. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Jennifer and I have been crossing paths for years, and we finally had an opportunity to sit down and learn a little bit more about each other. And she's got a wonderful business, spiritual growth community. And so I was hoping, Jennifer, you can share what you do to help people.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I've been calling myself a consciousness coach lately because I realize that actually spiritual growth is just about becoming conscious. That's really all it's about. And conscious of what? Well, what I'm focusing on right now is for helping people to reignite and develop their sixth sense. And when I say, oh, sixth sense, people go, oh, that's your intuition, right? Well, it's just so much more than that. I mean, intuition and hunches, that's definitely part of it. But there is so much more to our sixth sense. And, we have five senses, we have a sixth sense. But when I grew up, whenever I had a sense about something that wasn't a five-sense thing, my mother would tell me it was just my imagination. Mm-hmm. So I think that's true of most people, is the idea that it's just their imagination. And guess what? It is your imagination, but your imagination is real.
So you're helping people to learn to listen to themselves better?
To pay attention to what they're getting and not dismiss it. Mm-hmm. Because our imagination is creative, but it's also a sensing device.
Okay.
So the kinds of things that are your sixth sense that usually we're taught to disregard are your feelings of what I call contraction or expansion. So an example, are you a dog lover? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you a pet rat lover?
No.
Okay. So if your neighbor said, I'm going away for the weekend, would you watch my pet rat? How do you feel inside? Do you feel
a little uneasy? Or kind of perplexed, or would I really want to do that?
Yeah, and then you're kind of like, well, I really owe it to her mm-hmm. because she watched my dog, and so I really should watch her rat, but I don't really want to. Mm-hmm. See, that's your sixth sense, that contraction feeling. Mm-hmm. Now, let's just suppose the same friend said, I bet you didn't know that Brad Pitt was my cousin, and he's coming for dinner, and I'd like to know if you'd like to join us. How would you feel?
Oh, that's a little different.
So that's the sixth sense, is to start paying attention. And we live in such a distracted society that mm-hmm. we're distracted all the time, so we're really not in touch with ourselves. We're really not in tune with ourselves. So here's the news. You really do have to make time to be quiet. So that's to meditate, turn off the radio, turn off the TV, go sit in nature someplace, mm-hmm. ask questions, what's important to me, and then listen for the answers.
Okay.
And so that's just it. So it's getting to know that you do have a sixth sense, and all your answers are available to you, either within or from above, but you've got to make the time. And you have to trust that actually you do know what's right for you.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. What would be a myth that you'd want to dispel about what you do? People may have preconceived notions.
About what a consciousness mm-hmm. coach mm-hmm. does? Well, a lot of times people, they're looking for somebody to tell them what to do.
Right.
That's why, we go to psychics and people who we can ask, is Mr. Right coming along? Should I quit my job? Am I going to find the right house? See, if you're following your sixth sense, you'll be led to all of that. So what I want people to know is that everybody is born with a sixth sense. We all have it. It's just most of us got disconnected. I did. I'm an ordinary person. I never saw angels. None of that. I'm an ordinary person who has learned to develop my sixth sense. So I just would like people to know, what you do know. You do have the answers. And if you will acknowledge that you do, but maybe you don't know how to access it, just by acknowledging, hey, I have a sixth sense and I don't really know how to use it, how can I learn about that? You'll be drawn. You'll be guided.
Okay.
Take classes, read books, have a consciousness coach.
And that's where you come in.
Right, because a consciousness coach, I'm not telling you anything. I am asking you really simple questions that are really deep, that take you deep inside yourself. And pretty soon you begin to realize you already know all of this.
Okay.
That's it.
Those are good tools that you'll definitely want to learn from Jennifer. And she's also a published author, Becoming Conscious. You said 2006 you published the book?
I published this,
Good. So we're going to give you some information on how to get a hold of Jennifer and also order her book and learn to spend more time with yourself and learn more about yourself. And Jennifer is actually available to help you do that.
Thank you very much.
So is there anything else you want to add before we go?
I would just say that, yes, we're living in a very interesting time. And you can just look around the world what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge, massive influx of divine love and light that's coming. It's here. And great changes are happening. And my guides tell me the main thing is don't be afraid. The best is yet to come. Just get in touch with yourself, trust yourself, surround yourself with positive people, and it's all good.
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. It's a joy talking to you, and our viewers will again give you her contact information, so if you need some guidance, Jennifer's here for you.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Thank you.